Welcome everyone. Yeah, it's been a little while. I know, but that's okay, right? Because we're still here. We're still growing. Had a pretty big slow spell. Took a kind of a, I guess you could say, just kind of a break from everything, and been busy with family stuff, hanging out with the kids and the wife, the family. You know, uh, it was much needed. I needed to spend, more time. I feel more time with my family. So anyway, that's why we've been kind of slow rolling, pretty much basically since TazMan-Palooza. Done some really great things this summer. Got a chance to go camping a couple times over at the river with Fawn and Willie and Willie's family, and yeah, what a great couple of experiences over there. So much fun hanging out with my wife, hanging out with the girls, with my daughters. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting soft. I don't know. But one thing about it, I do still love to laugh. Anyway, this is to me, this is a much needed video. Every axe that I ever got from Tom Joyner has made it to the wood hole. And this one, the one that's this fundraiser axe for TazMan-Palooza, the information, I will put a link in the description. So go to the description, look for the link to the website to see how to get involved in such a beautiful axe as this. And I wanted to bring it to the wood hole. I'm not going to cut any wood today with a saw. We're just going to, what we're going to do is I'm going to strap the GoPro on my head, and we're just going to walk through the wood hole. We'll show a small, very small part of the wood hole, and we'll show some special places of the wood hole that have become special over the last couple of years. Okay? So yeah, this axe needed to make it to the wood hole. It's not a splitter. And like I said, I'm not going to cut any wood because it's dry. It's fire season. There's a fire right now just over the top of the mountain from us right now. It's right around 2,000 acres, I think. So anyway, if you see little things floating down, it's probably ash from the fires that we have in our county right now. Some pretty good sized ones. So anyway, let's strap that old GoPro on and take a walk through the wood hole. I do have, like I said, I do have a chainsaw with me today, but I'm not cutting. It's in case I got to cut my way out. If we get high winds, something crazy happens, fire, whatever. You never know this time of year. Another thing I want to touch on. I know this is just random and whatever, and maybe I'm just kind of making up for not putting videos out too much lately. So anyway, if you're in an area and it's fire season, I really recommend looking it up where you're at. If you're on Forest Service land or state land, you can look it up on the internet. It's the IFPL, Industrial Fire Precaution Level Map, and it will tell you, find out what zone you're in and find out the regulations for firewood cutting and for being in the woods. Right now we're at a level 3 in our IFPL zone. So I don't like running chainsaws this time of year. And one, it's hot. It's not too hot today. It'd be great weather for running a chainsaw today, but it's really dry. Okay, so look those things up. And when you go to the woods and you park your rig, no matter where you park, no matter how long you're parked for, make sure that you're not parked where there's dry grass touching your muffler or your catalytic converter or anything that could be hot underneath your vehicle. Make sure, be diligent about it, because if you take off walking like we're gonna and you come back and the pickup's smoking, that's a bad day, right? So just a little bit of fire precaution discussion there, and just a couple tips for being in the woods when it's this dry. Always hang out longer than you think you should to make sure that you didn't spark something up, because you never know. Even with a spark arrestor, you can still start a fire. I got the 500i today because it's one of the few saws that I have that has a spark arrestor on it, thanks to Egan Straight Shot. Great job on the muffler covers. I love it, and I love that you implement spark arrestor into your muffler covers. I dig it. Great job. Let's go for a walk. It's good to see everybody. Hope you can see that on the old GoPro. It's pretty dry. It's still pretty green in here though. I'm surprised that some of these plants are still as green as they are. We're gonna walk up the creek. There's been something big in here digging around. Could be a bear. Could have been right this time of year, it could be elk messing around in here. It actually looks kind of like, yeah, that's elk track right there. They're in here. They are in here, probably because of this water source. It goes in the ground up here not too far. A few nice trees we're gonna get this fall. This one right here, we'll get that one out of here. Nice big old grand fir. Gosh, it is still pretty green. There's a couple nice Doug fir on that hillside I'd like to try to fish out of there, and a couple tamarack as well, because we can get right in here in this, right in this piece here. We'll go around this way today. Yeah. Big old Doug fir laying over there. Nice nurse log. It's pretty crispy. Pretty crispy. Maybe we'll get a chance to see a solid track. On one of these trails. Yeah, this is all dried up. Something's been in here digging around. I think that's an old salt block spot. They've just been eating away at it still. Grand fir cones. I've been noticing the grand fir real heavy cone year. Oh yeah, it's in the ground way up here. Let's walk up this trail. White pine cone. There's a special spot I want to go over here and visit. But there's one special guy I'd like to mention right now. Old timer, buddy, here's your log. Here is your log. Bark's coming off. Look at that. Look at how thick that bark is. Huh? Old timer loved this spot. Yeah. Big old fir log. And somebody fell and left. There's still some cuts to be made, old timer. What a special guy old timer is. Look at all the, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more cuts in that piece, that piece. So next year, old timer, if you make it to Tazapalooza, there's still some cutting to do on your big log. Yeah. And of course, anybody else that wants to bring a saw and cut on it. Look at that. Look at that big old fir right there. Dead. Oh, I so wish there was a road to this, but if we did it right, we might be able to get it, because it'd fall right through here, right with this one. We could get it rolled down the hill and thrown in a pickup. How fun would that be as a group, huh? What a great spot. Anyway, I wanted to come back to this spot and let old timer see it. Let old timer see it for old time's sake, right? What a great guy. I love you, old timer. What a nice little axe to carry too. It's a dandy. Master mechanic. This is where some of the folks were cutting this last Tazapalooza. That stump's pretty rotten. Well, Brantley had a great time. Thank you, Dave and Kelsey, for bringing Brantley and your daughter to come and hang out with us. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody being cordial at Tazapalooza. There's a stub that somebody fell. The old Humboldt. What a great time. What a great experience for a lot of people, me included. A much needed day in the wood hole that day was, for sure. Big old cedar tree, all scratched up. Could be from a cougar, could be bear scratches. Bear scratching his back. What a great place. Let's do this. She's pretty sharp. Look at that. Slice that dead old branch right off there. Didn't break it off. Sliced it. What a nice axe. Tom Joyner did so much great, and he's still doing great things for our community. There's that tamarack right there. A little bit more water. I'm gonna walk up there. I'm walking up here to this old wallow spot. It's an old bear wallow or an old elk wallow. What would we call this? Waller and a holler? Yeah. Speaking of elk season, it is elk season right now, and deer season. Pile of bear crap. See if anything's been pawing around in this. Nope. Well, maybe a little bit. Something's been in there. Not a whole lot, but something's been in there. Water. What an amazing thing. It just comes right out of the ground right there. The ferns are still green. They're dry, but but they're not crispy dry. Another big old fir right there that we saw during TazMan-Palooza, and then that great big one's up the hill further. Back at the Hudson Tamarack, bark coming off. That's nice firewood. That's really nice firewood. What a nice axe. Like I said, it's not really a splitter, but dry wood, dead dry wood like this, and split it with it all day long. And that handle, oh my goodness sakes. Kindling cutter, camp axe. Look at that beautiful grain in that. Be good for picking wood up. Yeah? If you got somebody in your wood party that doesn't run chainsaws or whatever and just out with you, they could stand wood up for you with that bad boy. But that handle is just gorgeous. Ain't it? Look at that. What a great axe. What a great axe. Looks like a few more trees have broke off. That one's coming down. When we get back to cutting firewood, this will definitely be one we get this fall. Because it'll go right through here and I can back in there. Well, I could back all the way in here, right to right here. There's a few there that need to come down as well. This one, those, yeah, there's lots of wood. A lot of firewood to come down this fall. I got quite a bit to cut. I'm glad that folks that came to TazMan-Palooza and brought their saws up here enjoyed themselves. And see, picking that wood up, you could use it for putting it in the back of the pickup as well. This tree fell, little lodgepole, little lodgepole. Huh? Nice chopper. Beautiful axe, man. Wow. And that's dead dry lodgepole. Smells so good. It's a nice piece of wood. Small, great night logs. Great for stripping bark. That's like all around. That could be considered like a bushcraft. You could chop notches and logs with that. How's our sign doing? It fall apart? Oh, not yet. See that? Pals. JK. Old Timer. Taz. Johnny Arnett. Check that out. We need to make one, laminate it, keep it up here forever so it'll stay. That was kind of faded. It's kind of protected right there though. Brandon, there's your stump. One of them from that stub. There's a lot of firewood. Look at all those dead tops. Starting to work our way back out. Yep. Okay, hope you enjoyed the little walk around the wood hole. It's good to get out, see things. I just walked up through that creek bottom and then back down the road that I used to drive up to the top, to the upper level of the wood hole. And there's nothing across the road right now. There was one log that somebody had spun out of there with their side-by-side, and we got that out of the way. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Remember to check out the description for the link to the website of how to get involved in this. Beautiful, beautiful axe. One of the many beautiful axes that Tom Joyner built before he passed away. So head down to the description. Go check out the website. And I appreciate everybody that gets involved, and I appreciate everybody that comes here and watches the videos and is still hanging out with the good old TazMan. All right. Love y'all. Take care and be safe. TazMan is rolling. Stay tuned. It's a dandy.